my mom and my dad got a divorce when I was about like 7. And but the only good memories I remember that I have with my father is when we were all sitting in the living room watching biblical films.
Can you give any advice to somebody who's newly married?
Newly married, yeah. You're tested for that first year.
Yes.
That first year is very, very interesting. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
you'll be tested.
You played a really iconic person. You played Marcus Garvey
I did. Jeez,
on The
man.
Porter.
Yeah, I
Like,
did,
that's
yeah.
a very, very iconic person.
Very, very.
Very
I know.
iconic
I was
person.
scared.
Especially when you got the call back, when you got the role,
Yeah.
when you got on set,
Yeah.
the weight of knowing, like, who I'm actually playing.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Walk us through that. I want to know when they said, no, we want you to play Marcus Garvey.
Yeah,
what
yeah.
went through your head?
Yo, I was scared. What do you mean? I was like, what?
Hey guys, welcome back again to another episode of From All Sides with your girl, Crystal C. Rose. I say this episode, but you guys say it with me, the hostess with the mostess. It's not my own phrase, but you know what? It works. It works. And I am here with another amazing guest. I'm excited for this conversation that we're about to have. I don't know why he's laughing.
Yo, you're just killing me right now. But
I'm killing him apparently.
The mostest?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'm the hostess with the mostest.
Okay,
Am I
all
not the
right.
hostess with the mostest, guys? Like, don't
right.
let this guest come in here
Okay.
and diss. I am the hostess with the mostest.
All right.
But let me just get into his bio so that way we can just get this conversation going, because I'm excited to talk and share and, you know, all the things. So with me today, we have Sam Asante, Mr. Ghana himself, somebody that's never been to Ghana.
I've never been. I'm ashamed.
No, but it's okay. It's
all
okay.
good. Yeah, it's all good.
Because he's Canadian. He's a Canadian actor and screenwriter born and raised in North York, Ontario. He discovered his passion for acting while studying film at the University of Windsor and even worked as a movie theater usher at age 16. So it's almost like you were destined to be in the industry because you started early,
Very early.
in the theaters.
Yep.
Where his love for the craft was ignited when he started as an usher. Sam gained recognition for his portrayal of Black nationalist leader Marcus Garvey in the CBC drama The Porter. He has since appeared in numerous hit TV series, including Murdoch Mysteries, Reacher, The Reacher, Handmaid's Tale, Star Trek, Most Dangerous Games, and What We Do in the Shadows, just to name a few. In 2023, Sam was selected for the prestigious Canadian Film Centre Acting Conservatory, or the CFC is what we like to call it, which is a 6-month intensive program for emerging talent. He co-wrote and stars in a short film called Kofi, which is a gritty drama about a father whose past comes back to haunt him during his child's birthday party. I watched the film. I actually really love it. Sajine, who was also another guest on our show, was in the film as well.
Shout out to her too.
Shout out to Sajine. Kofi is currently making the festival rounds and earning accolades. Off screen, Sam is a proud Ghanaian Canadian, like I mentioned, as well. He's a husband and a father of young children. His personal journey of balancing marriage and fatherhood was, with the ongoing acting career, positions him as an inspiration for all of us that we can learn from. So I'm grateful to have you here on our seat. This seat's here with me, and we're just going to get into it.
Let's get into it.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Studio audience, round of applause.
Oh, thank you. That was sweet.
Thank you.
Adding that in the end.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that.
No, but it's true. You really are an inspiration for a lot of people in the industry.
Wow.
I feel like a lot of people don't know, but you helped me like break into the industry.
Yeah.
We met. Well, I thought we met later than what you told me. We
Yeah.
met in 2012.
Yeah, a long time ago. Yeah, you didn't know me then, but yeah.
We met in university, or I was in university class, and you came to my class
Yeah.
to shoot something.
Yeah. For Gusto.
For Gus.
Yeah. I know it was an acting class.
Yeah.
And I remember he just told me, "Yo, just bring your camera and just film me." And I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, cool. So, and I remember just filming you guys and you guys were just doing your activities. I don't remember exactly what you're doing, but that also gave me the spark as well, because that was my first introduction to actually acting.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was your first introduction.
That was, because I never
Okay.
taken an acting class before.
Interesting.
Yeah. I've done drama.
Yeah.
But I've never actually taken an acting class in
before.
university.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, because I went to university for theater studies.
Yeah.
But that class I did, it wasn't under I don't believe it was under the theater program, but I can't remember what it was for, because Gus took it and Gus wasn't studying theater. But yeah, so that was a very interesting time. Even though I took theater studies, I never jumped into theater or film like right away after school. I did like a year of teachers college, and then I focused on fashion for a bit. Chantel Riley, we had a fashion line called Riley and Rose for a bit, which we did that for a bit.
I remember that.
And then I came back to it in about 2018. And then I remember that's when I was speaking to you about it, and I remember you were saying stuff like, "Oh, are you really ready to jump in? Because it's not an easy industry," and all that stuff. But I remember you introduced me to EVN Studios.
Earl.
To Earl at EVN Studios, which was my first acting classes that I took, and then just like other people in the industry, and that's kind of how things jumped off.
That's how things got rolling.
That's how things got rolling. Have you played that kind of role for anybody else? Like, do you find yourself have you found yourself in that position where you played that role of like introducing people, helping them with that transition?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because I remember it happened to me. I was in your shoes, and I know we know the same person. His name is Emmanuel Kabongo.
Yes.
And I knew a friend that I grew up with, and he was really good friends with Kabongo. And I was always telling my friend Anthony at the time, I wanna do acting, right? But like I didn't know where to start. I didn't know who to talk to, right? So he knew that Kabongo was doing the acting thing, and then he, introduced me to Kabongo, and then ever since I spoke to Kabongo, this is around 2014.
Okay.
2014. Yeah. So he introduced me to Kabongo. I called him like, "Yo, man, I wanna get into this acting thing." And then he told me about Earl. He's like, "Yo, just do EVN." I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah.
And I just wanted the experience, right? Just to find out if I was made for this life.
Yeah.
Right. So it was just taking the first step and doing that. So I did EVN and. Changed my whole world.
Changed your whole world. I love that. But I just want to backtrack just a little bit. So I mentioned in your bio that, you're Ghanaian Canadian. You're born here, but your parents are from Ghana.
Yep.
And your father and your husband.
Yep.
Your wife is, you're similar to me because your wife is Jamaican.
Yep.
My husband is Ghanaian.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have to ask you, whose food is better? Be honest.
My wife, she makes good food.
Okay, she makes great.
She makes good food. Otherwise, I have to.
Why is? No, because I find that you almost said like my wife. So it's really good to me.
No. Listen, all right. I'm trying to go home tonight. All right.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, no, my wife's cooking is really good.
Okay, your wife's cooking is amazing. But I'm
amazing.
just talking in general.
In general,
Jamaican cuisine, Ghanaian cuisine.
To be honest, though, I grew up eating more Jamaican food for some reason, though.
Okay, because you grew up in Toronto.
Yeah, I grew up in Toronto, right?
Yeah.
So, but obviously my mom, she makes, the jollof rice. But like, I don't know, I wasn't really into the African food.
Really?
I would eat like banku,
Yeah.
my man, banku. But like, it was
I do
like,
love banku.
yeah. And you eat that with like peanut butter soup.
Yeah.
Oh, whew, fire. But that was like the only thing I really liked.
Yeah.
Other than that, I wasn't really a fan. I wasn't really a fan of fufu. I wasn't really a fan.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was.
So what Ghanaian food have you? Please don't let me come and school you on
What?
Ghanaian dishes.
Okay, what?
As a Ghanaian, what
Okay.
Ghanaian food have you eaten?
I have like the yam and the okra soup and the
Have you had
and,
kelewele?
if I had to look at it, what it looks like, I gotta have to look at it.
It's like the fried plantain, but they put like spices.
Oh
with it.
yeah.
Okay.
That's what they call it. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I just see I'm terrible.
Okay,
yeah.
I've had.
You just call it plantain and what's it called? And I eat it with the beans, the beans.
Or the peanuts. I think they have it with peanuts or something.
Oh yeah. Peanut
Well, the
too.
one
Yeah,
I
yeah,
tried,
yeah,
they
yeah.
had it with peanuts.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean fair because it's fair because you grew up in Toronto, and Toronto is culturally more Jamaican than it is Ghanaian.
Exactly.
So, fair. I'll let you off the hook with
Thank
that.
you.
I'll let you off the hook with that. But you say you love your wife's cooking, and
she can cook.
she's a bomb
She
cook.
can cook.
I love that. Okay.
She can cook.
So you you grew up in North York.
Yep.
Which is like a subsection of Toronto.
Yep.
What, why you kind of touched on it a bit, but what sparked your interest in acting? Like, why acting out of all things? I know you're getting into the conversation and it's great so far, but I want to make sure that you have tuned into all the conversations with all my guests. So, are you subscribed yet? Because if you're not, honey, we gonna have a problem. I need you to hit that subscribe button. It's right below. It literally costs you nothing. Just boop, and you're good. And we'll keep going. And I know you're loving the content. So hit the subscribe. Make sure you're following us on Instagram and TikTok and all the things. All right? Okay. Let's go back.
Okay. Well, it started, I guess, when I was very young, probably at the age of 6, when my father was still living with our family. And so my mom and my dad got a divorce when I was about like 7. And but the only good memories I remember that I have with my father is when we were all sitting in the living room watching biblical films. Yeah. And like these were like films that like honestly just made me love cinema, made me love film, right? And like we're talking about the 10 Commandments with Cecile DeMille and Robe, Samson and Delilah. My dad didn't let us watch anything else except for biblical films. So that was what I used to watch, right? And I didn't think anything of it. It's just something that we would watch because I wasn't allowed to watch anything else. He didn't let us really watch anything secular.
Yeah.
So Bible stories were movies that I kind of liked watching, in my spare time. So, and I feel like that was just a little bit of the spark that kind of blossomed into what my life is today,
Right.
So yeah.
So it's from those biblical films that you realized you wanted to be an actor. What is because you seen yourself in those films, or you were always
honestly,
interested?
I didn't even know is that I wanted to be an actor. It's just like, okay, this medium is very interesting, and I don't know what I want to do in this industry, but I know I want to be a part of it somehow, right? And and I guess in high school, my first real job was being an usher, and getting the opportunity to see so much different kinds of films, and it was amazing, and like I feel like that was the moment where I'm like, okay, maybe let's like see if I could further know what I want to do in this industry, and let me take the program. So I went to university and I took the communications, media, and film program. And the first 2 years you're not really doing anything film. It's more like theory and stuff. But the third and fourth year was more like, okay, if you want to be in this industry, you gotta have to write something, right? And so when I was in this program, I swear there was only like 3 people in this program who were black. Yeah. So it was kind of discouraging, you know, and I didn't know how I fit into this industry at all, right? So I was like, I remember they were trying to like, we had like an opportunity to write something, just like a very small short story, and my pitch didn't get chosen. So that was another thing that was discouraging, right? So, and then I just had to help someone else create their story, but I didn't relate to their story, right? Yeah. So it was just something like that us students had to go through. But then I remember that the actors that they would choose were like the first year acting students. And then I would just see like how free they were, right? And then in the back of my mind, I'm like, did I choose the right medium here? You know? But I was already 3 or 4 years in, right? So I was like, I'm not gonna redo my, you know, my degree. Yeah, my mom already expects me to come back home, right? And, you know, yeah, so that didn't end up happening. So after I graduated, that's when I'm like, okay, you know what? I think I like this acting thing. And that was 2013. 2012, 2013. I'm like, all right, let me just really discover this if I actually like this. And that's when I've been doing it ever since.
So how did you break that? And I say break that news to your parents because I know as, you know, Caribbeans, Africans, like they don't understand the industry. They think, you know, you go to school, you're going to be a doctor, you're going to be an engineer, you're going to be a lawyer, you're going to be, you know, something typical that they can say you have a straightforward career path. So how did you tell that to your mom to be like, this is what I want to do? And how did that conversation go?
Trust me. All I know is that my mom just didn't understand. She didn't even know like what like I went to university for. She still doesn't I feel like she didn't really understand till this day where I'm like, because I went for communication, right? And it's very broad. Like you can get into film, you can get into marketing, you can get into, you know? So like when I told her like I want to do acting, she's like, oh, why? Huh? You spent all this money for, you know? You spent 4 years doing this and I helped you. And now you're doing acting. Huh? Why? You know? So like, and then
she was like disappointed?
She was kind of disappointed, you know? She was kind of disappointed. And then my dad is like, oh, what kind of foolishness is this? Huh? Like, you know? My dad just did not understand. Till this day, he still doesn't understand. He's always like, oh, how's your acting career? Huh? Did you make the right choice? Did you make the right choice?
He still says that to this day.
to this day.
Wow.
You know, because he doesn't understand
they don't
right?
Get it.
He doesn't understand. My mom, though, she's gloating me to her friends now. Oh, my son is in Star Trek. He's in Handmaid's Tale. She loves me off now. She's proud of what I'm doing now because she's seen the fruits of the labor. She's seen me a couple of times on TV, right? My dad doesn't know how to work at TV, so
your dad doesn't know how to work at TV.
He's very old school.
What? It's so interesting. It's always that like, why are you doing this? I don't understand. Like, what are you doing in your life, wasting your life until you get that one thing that they can be. Then they're your biggest cheerleader, telling every
my mom right
Tom,
now.
Dick, and Harry.
Yeah, exactly, right. So.
But that's how it is, you know? And I always think it's interesting, like, especially for us, you know, Afro-Caribbean people, because of the mindset that are a lot of, and I'm sure it's not only Afro-Caribbeans, I'm sure it's, like, probably a lot of immigrant families. They just don't get it. They just think, and rightfully so, the industry is not.
It's hard, and they want the best for you, right? They don't want you starving, right? Because I know them coming back from where they were, right? Like, it was hard for them too, right? And they come to a place where there's opportunity here and you're going to want the best out of your kids, right? So, it was hard for them to understand that this is what I wanted to do. But I would say to my parents, like, you kind of like put this in my face, you know? Like, you know? I was watching biblical films, right? And like, and it put something in me, you know? So,
you introduced this.
You introduced this to me, right? So.
One thing I admire about you is that you do things afraid. You do things afraid, meaning even though you may be afraid to do it or you're not sure how to do it. You know, I think a good example was when you were with it in the CFC.
Yeah.
But you still do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you, first of all, when you hear that phrase, do it afraid, what does that resonate with you? Like, how do you take that phrase, and can you also talk about a time where you really had to do something afraid?
Yeah, it's just going into that deep end, right? Just like you don't know if you're gonna sink or float, right? It's just trusting your gut, trusting you belong in this space. And yeah, like I feel like I've done that even since like when I started acting. Like when they tell you to do a monologue for the first time, you don't know how you're gonna do. You don't know how you're gonna be perceived by your classmates or the teacher, but you just do it. And you don't do it for anyone else. You do it for yourself. Because it's something that you want to try to prove to yourself, to say, I can do this. I belong here. I don't know if it's gonna work out or not, but I'm just gonna put trust in myself, put my trust in God, and whatever happens. But it's just having that confidence in yourself that you feel like this is where you belong, right? So, yeah, and I still get scared, I still have this feeling where, like, I don't know if this is ever gonna work out, but, I still have this weird faith that it's gonna work out somehow, like, yeah, like even doing the CFC, it's just like I didn't know it was gonna work out, because I have kids and stuff, right? And I know I talked to my wife about that, and I even spoke to my mom about that. It's like, oh, you have a job, you have. It's just that unblinded faith where you just like it's gonna work out. You just try it, and whatever happens, because I can tell you the CFC was not paying. So
right, yeah. So where does that faith come from? Like, where do you think that faith has been instilled in you? Because a lot of people don't do things because they don't have the confidence, or they don't have that blind faith, or they can't step into the deep end or step out unless they know for sure that okay, this is gonna work. So where do you think that faith came from?
Honestly, I feel like it's just my faith in God. I've always had that faith that God was just gonna help me regardless of what were to happen. I don't know, it's just I really try to put my faith in God, and I try to pray and just like, God, I don't know where you want me to go, but I'm gonna trust you. And if this is meant for me to happen, if I'm supposed to be at this place right now, you will lead me, right? And thankfully he's helped me.
He's been doing it. He's
been doing the thing, I have no control over it.
And the thing is, with our industry, not even in our industry, I'm just sure even in life, like different moments in life, where you've experienced setback or 100%. Delay or long dry spells, maybe with getting roles, or
absolutely.
How do you the faith aspect, you spoke to it, but what else keeps you motivated, or who keeps you motivated? Like, what keeps you going when you encounter those lulls, those valley moments, those valley seasons?
Just speaking to mentors. I have a few great acting mentors, who I lean on to when I feel like I'm.
Who are some?
Dwayne Murphy. He's a very special.
Shout out Dwayne. He's
a really great dude who I've leaned on for many occasions about this crazy industry. He's been in this industry over 20 years plus, and he's gone through the ups and downs. And whenever I felt like I was just in this funk of where I don't know where my life is going to head, I felt like he was a great shoulder to lean on. Honestly, and Ronnie Rowe, he was also, we both know him. What a great guy, great man of God, who I've talked to him, like even before I had kids, just like where I wanted my life and my career to go. And he's always been a person of just like working hard, and if you actually really want it, you got to put in the work. And I've seen his progression over the years, and it's still very mind-blowing on how this guy just, puts in the work, right?
Yeah.
So I just try to lean on to my mentors. I see that it's possible,
It's happening.
You know,
right.
if I see my friends are doing it, then there's a little bit of possibility for me that it could happen for me,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
I just try to, I don't try to get envious, but I see if my friends are doing it, there's hope.
Yeah.
There's hope that it could happen for one of us,
Yeah.
right? So that's what I try to lean on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you use that as your,
My motivation,
your
my fuel.
motivation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
No, I love that. It's
Yeah,
always good to
yeah.
be surrounded by people that are going
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
or are at where you want to go.
Exactly.
You know,
And
you
doing
need those people
they're just doing it.
the thing.
Doing the thing, right?
Doing the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. What made you decide to join the CFC, and can you explain what that 6 months intensive was like? Not just like
Yeah.
in the CFC, but even like with home and like work and
Yeah.
balancing the two and all that stuff. Because I know it was hard, talking to you. I know there was like
Yeah.
some challenges with balancing this intensive
Yeah.
6 months with work and family life and all that stuff.
Yo, girl.
Girl.
Yo, I'm telling you, it was crazy. It was crazy. Like, I thank God for like allowing me to even complete this, because like I've had the CFC on my vision board for a long time, and for a moment where I feel like I don't think I'm ever gonna get in. So I applied twice.
Oh wow!
I applied twice.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Back in like 2018 or 2019. I'm not too sure which one. I think it was 2019, and I didn't get in, and I was very discouraged. So I'm like, all right, whatever. Psh, they don't need me, I don't need them. So it was like I was feeling that kind of way, right? But as soon as I started like building my resume up and stuff like that, I'm like, all right, let me just give it one more chance. And I remember when I got like the call back, right? I'm like, oh wow, okay, this actually happened. So I got ready for the call back. I didn't. I felt good about it, and I didn't hear from them for 3 weeks.
Oh wow!
So I thought I didn't get in.
Yeah.
And I remember I was on vacation with my wife, and we went to New York, and this whole time I was just distracted. I was just thinking like, yo, did I get in? I did, or did I not get in? Like I didn't. Like I ruined
That
the
waiting
whole.
period.
Yo, I ruined the whole vacation for my
no,
wife.
Sam.
She was bent. She's like, you know what? I ain't going nowhere with you again. I'm like, all right, I understand. So at that moment where I was like, okay, let me just be free and give it up to God. And if he wants me to be in this program, I'll get that letter, right?
Yeah.
So then we come back. I remember that week, I think it was like a Friday. He said, congratulations, Sam. We have a seat for you on the CFC. I was
wow.
like, oh my God. I'm like, thank you, God. Like,
Yeah.
And I felt like it cemented, like it brought me in a place where I'm like, okay, like this is where I need to be, like this is where I thank God for this, right? So yeah, and taking that program, I didn't know how I was gonna, get through it, because I know I was still working nights, but I didn't tell them,
Wow.
because yeah, they give you like a bursary, right? But it's not that much. Like it's not livable, right? So you got to find a way to like hustle and like, right?
Yeah.
So I was working nights, and I was working at a group home, and the group home I was working from like 7 p.m. to 7 a.m.
Oh wow.
And then I'd have the CFC from like 9 to 5.
That is
10 to 5, right?
is
So I didn't have much.
intense.
It was intense. Most of the times I was sleeping, but
Wow.
but yo, they didn't know. They didn't know, right? Until I told them like, yo, I'm actually working nights. They're like, oh, what? Yeah. So it was a grind, but like, it was such a great experience though. Like everybody, the people I was with, like Ryan Rosary, Melcania, like there was such a group of guys that I was able to like lean on them and encourage each other up, and yeah, it was.
But how did you balance with the family life? Because you're also a husband and a father. So if you're
it wasn't easy. It was not easy, and I got to shout out my wife for just holding me down for 6 months, because she knows that I was just not really present. I try to be on the weekends, but like, yeah, she knew that, because mostly on the weekends I'll be like going over my lines and stuff like that,
yeah.
right? So it was like I just gotta hold her down for that because she held me down.
He who finds a wife finds a good thing.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna shout out my wife.
Shout out wifey. Yeah, because I can imagine like that was it's
tough.
hard enough to do that 6-month intensive.
Yeah.
Every day, you know, plus working, but on top of that, you're also a husband who knows that your wife also wants your attention, and you have kids. Yep. So, but you know, you got through it. You got through it, you know, with your mind intact and everything. Yeah. So that's, you know, that's a big testimony on itself. You know.
Yeah, thank God for that. But yeah, she really held it down for me. So
yeah,
and she understood. She's very understanding. She knows this is what I want to do, so she's gonna give me the grace and, you know, the support that I need to do this thing, right? So, yeah.
So outside of the CFC, though, how do you balance going after your career and going after what you want to do with the fact that you're a family man as well? How do you balance and navigate the two?
I don't know how I balance it, but all I know that my family comes first.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a family man first. I'm a father first.
Yeah.
I'm a husband first, you know, so I know that I'm going to have to look after my family and what I have to do first before I do my other stuff first, you know. Yeah. Back in the day, I would never tell you that, but I came to this realization that, you know, like this, I have kids, they come first in my life, and you know, if they don't eat, I don't eat, you know? Yeah. So I got to look after them first, and everything else, God could take care of the rest, you know? So,
everything else.
Yeah, I try to put more of my focus on my family, and I pray that, you know, God deals with the rest, right? So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think we're in such an interesting, like, time in our, like, lives, because we're at that age where, you know, people are getting married and having kids, because obviously I met you before you got married, before you became a father. Yeah. So it's just interesting seeing the transition from like single Sam to like father, husband Sam. So
trust me.
So what would you say has been like the biggest transition for you as a person, like stepping into those roles as father and husband?
Well, so, like, when I met my wife, right, not too long after that, like, we had a child. So it was like I had to grow up right away, right, and, like, and take care of my responsibilities really quickly, right? So such a very fast transition, and still, like, trying to understand my wife and who she is as a person. Yeah. So as soon as I had a kid, my life changed. Like, I knew that I wasn't living for myself anymore, you know. It was my daughter was something I had to put my whole heart and my whole, you know, life into, right? So yeah, it was definitely changed the way I see my whole life, and not being selfish, you know, because I felt for a long time I was a very selfish person, you know, and having a kid could definitely change that, right? So it was very eye-opening, and I'm glad that I'm able to say that I'm not that same person anymore, right? So,
can you give any advice to somebody who's newly married?
Newly married, yeah.
Newly married advice.
Just have patience.
Yeah.
Because you're tested for that first year.
Yes.
That first year is very, very interesting. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll be tested. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I remember the first year me and my wife was just like, everything was just a bothersome. Like, she's a clean freak. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'd just be leaving stuff, right? So, like, every single time she'd be on me, you know, like, yo, you left this. And I'm like, oh, God damn. Yeah. And I was, like, living by myself. Well, I had a roommate, but, like, we were guys, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm not going to lie. Guys, we're not tidy, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I admit that. I admit that, all right? I admit that, yeah. We leave stuff, right? And
I'm not gonna lie.
You don't wipe the counters.
Let me vouch.
Yeah.
My hubby, he's pretty tidy.
Yeah. Okay, that's good.
He's a pretty tidy one.
Yo,
It's almost
that's
like
the thing, though.
I'm tidy too. I was about to throw myself under the bus.
Yeah,
but let me
yeah.
not. But he's pretty tidy.
Yeah. That's good. But you know,
Yeah.
I thought I was tidy too, though. I thought I was tidy too.
And
because
so you have to live with somebody.
until I had to live with someone,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, you missed that. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, you missed that too. I'm like, all right, you know. So it's just having patience and
Yeah.
understanding
And communication. Yeah.
and all the lovey-dovey stuff, right? So yeah.
But
yeah.
it's true though, especially
Yeah.
the communication part. That's one thing that, like, for me, that I'm definitely learning is
Yeah.
like communication. Really.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Is key.
Yeah, absolutely, and still something I'm still trying to, you know, get better with you know, because you know, as men, sometimes it's hard for us to communicate, you know. So yeah.
Facts.
Yeah. So it's interesting, but yeah, it's every day is you learn something new about your spouse, you know. So it's like, yeah, you just keep being patient, keep understanding, can keep trying to love each other, you know,
Keep trying to love
regardless.
each
Yeah.
other. That's it. You have to choose them. You
gotta choose them every single day. Yeah,
choice to
facts.
choose them.
'Cause
Yeah.
not every day you're gonna be in love with them, you know,
Yeah.
or you know, or obviously you're gonna be in love with them, but not every single day you're gonna like them, you know.
Yes.
That's
Yes. Yeah. That's facts.
Yes, facts.
So how would you say being an actor? I mean, how would you say being a father and a husband has now influenced you as an actor? Like, do you think you as Sam the actor has changed since you stepped into those two new roles?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that it helps.
Yeah.
I feel like it helps a lot because there are times where you get like a certain audition side and then it has like that dad or that, you know, that husband. It gives, you know, much meaning now, right? It's much more meat for you to like put into that role because you've lived that experience, right? So I always find that when I get those type of roles, oh my gosh, I feel good about them, you know, and I don't even care if I don't even get it, you know. It's just like I'm giving you my perspective,
my real
authentic self as a father, as a husband, right? So
no, I love that.
yeah, it's been great for me. So yeah, and like like I don't really care if I get it or not, right? It's just like it's just juicy for me, right?
Yeah,
You're like
yeah.
Yeah.
And you recently wrote a film called Kofi.
Yep.
Where it's based off a father's perspective.
Yeah.
At his daughter's birthday party.
Yeah.
So you wrote it and
I co-wrote it.
Yeah.
And
you starred in it.
Yeah.
So why that story?
Why that story?
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy because I never written anything of that magnitude before. So it was me trying to explore different themes, right? Because the CFC, they allow you to like just, you know, think of anything that you want to do, right? So
just for the people that don't know, before you go, like, just give us a high level of what the story's about.
So yeah, the story is about a man who's had a troubled past, right? And he's moved away from that type of lifestyle, and you know, he's moved on, has a wife and kid, but eventually his past comes to haunt him, right? So yeah, and when he's approached by his past, he's trying to eliminate it so it doesn't leave any crumbs.
Right.
So yeah. It was I don't know why I thought of something like that, but I know I wanted to do something different because I'm never really going out for like at the time I wasn't really going out for like family roles and stuff like that, or like showing, you know, like a man with a father and a kid and stuff. Like I never really had a chance to go for those type of roles, so I wanted to create one for myself, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I did that, right? And I had other ideas too, right? But I was like, nah, it's not really speaking to me, you know? So this came up and I had the opportunity with co-writing it with my friend Mitchell, who was also in the CFC Conservatory, but as a writer. And he was such a like a talented writer, and like the stuff he was doing before was so like groundbreaking for me. I was like, okay, like I need you to help me flush this out, right, and make it make sense. So we got to work on that, and and we did it, and I'm so happy about it because people seem to like it, So
I was gonna ask you because I know it's doing the festival.
It's done.
What has the response been? Or
amazing.
Have
amazing.
people come up to you and
people's always come up to me. They're like, "Yo, you guys need to make it to a movie or a series or something. I want more." So that's all the feedback I've been getting. People said they want more. So
is there plans to make
honestly,
it into a feature?
I'm really looking into that. I really want to flesh out how this could actually be maybe a movie. Like an indie film, right?
Yeah.
So that would be something I would want to have in the future.
Yeah,
for sure.
And this is your first time doing behind the scenes. No.
To that extent. Yeah.
Because I just learned that you did music videos before.
I did. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I used to do everything.
When did you start that?
So remember, like I said, I went to school for communications, media, and film. So at that point in at that time, I thought I wanted to be a director. So I graduated after university, and I was just shooting a bunch of friends' music videos and stuff. So I did that for a couple years, and then I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
I don't want to do this anymore. I feel like I want to express myself more in front of the camera than behind the camera. So that's what happened.
And that's what happened.
Yeah.
So do you feel like you'd be stepping more into that lane a little bit more?
I would want to. And like now that I have experience from both sides, from in front of the camera and behind, I can appreciate a lot more better now.
Yeah.
And and like I understand it, like it's not easy being a director, as you've done it, right? But it's a great feeling, though, right? It's very
such a
rewarding.
Great feeling. Such a rewarding feeling, being a director. Like seeing your vision that you've had in your mind come to life. It come to life.
Absolutely, right?
It's so rewarding. I don't know how to describe the feeling. Almost. It's almost the same as like, because I've been a fashion designer as well. Like seeing people wear your clothes. Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's such a a crazy feeling to see that. So
and that all started from your head, right?
All started from your head, and we know the work it takes.
To
get a concept.
Absolutely.
Out, and then in screen for people to see. So it's such a rewarding feeling.
Yeah.
And do you ever feel pressured? Or do you think you would want to represent who you are, your Ghanaian Canadian identity, like more? Do you feel pressure to show that more on screen or in the work that you do?
I don't think I'm pressured, but it'd be a bonus. I would love to show more of that of my culture on the screen because I don't see it much. If the opportunity presents itself where I feel like I could help bring that story to life, I would definitely do it in a heartbeat. You know what I'm saying? Just we need more opportunities. We need more people like you creating stuff, right? So like I said, I know I need to do more of creating that work, right? So Kofi was the beginning project, and hopefully I can step my foot into something else, right? That could bring more of that to life, right? So.
And you played a really iconic person. You played Marcus Garvey.
I did. Jeez.
On The Porter.
Yeah,
that's a very, very iconic person.
Very, very.
Very
I know.
iconic.
I was
person,
scared.
Especially, for us Jamaicans.
Yeah.
Marcus Garvey. For people that don't know who Marcus Garvey is, let us know. And when you got the audition for Marcus Garvey, what went through your head? When you got the callback? When you got the role? When you got on set? The weight of knowing like who I'm actually playing. Walk us through that experience.
So that process was crazy. And I don't think I've told too many people that this, but yo, I didn't even audition for Marcus Garvey.
Really?
I did not. I
You
did
didn't?
not. The showrunners thought that I looked like him. I resembled him a little bit. So let's try and give him this role. Because I
Wow.
auditioned for the lead.
Okay.
That Ronnie's role.
role.
And most of the guys did, right?
Yeah.
Like most of the guys auditioned for Ronnie's role, and then they'd like handpick on like which character, like which actor could play this.
Right.
You know, certain
Based off,
characters.
like, their
auditions.
audition,
Yeah.
yeah.
So they thought from my audition that I could play Marcus Garvey.
Wow.
Which was crazy.
Wow.
Right. So it was a lot. I had to prove them that I could pull
That you
this
could actually
off.
do it.
You're right. So, yeah, and and Arnold Pinnock, the creator of the show, trusted that on me, right? Just from that one audition. So, which was crazy, and I thought I pulled it off. The only thing I wanted to do.
Okay, but you're giving us too much high level. I want to know when they said no, we want you to play Marcus Garvey. What went through your head?
Yo, I was scared. What do you mean? I was like, what?
Yeah.
Why? I didn't think I could pull it off, you know, because I was shaking in my boots. I was like, yo, I don't know if I could do this, right? But they gave me the resources. They gave me, you know, like historians who, you know, worked on the film, and, you know, they gave me, you know, a man who could help me with the accent and stuff like that, you know. So, yeah. And I remember the first day, right? Like, Arnold, he wanted me to run the scenes with him just to see, like, yo, can you pull this off? Can you pull this off? And then when I did that in front of him, he's like, whoa. He thought I transformed, like, right there, right? So it was a great experience, you know? Like, I think the point was just to give an essence of what he could have been like, you know what I'm saying? That was the main point for me, you know, as an actor. It's just, as long as I give you an essence and not show that I'm actually Sam, you know, and show you that I'm actually a different person. And I felt like I think I pulled it off.
Yeah,
you know?
it was great.
Yeah,
like, it was a great scene. It was a very powerful
appreciate
scene.
that. I appreciate that. I know it was tough, but you know, I pulled
can
it off.
imagine. It's always hard playing somebody like a real person,
right?
Especially when the real person is like so iconic. You feel so much pressure because you know people are looking at you because they know like better not mess up my national hero. You know.
But you know what? I know that when once my wife seen that, she's like, you know what? You did a really good job. And what anyone says, it doesn't matter. I know that you actually put in the work for that, and I didn't see Sam in that. So, you know, once I had her approval, I was like, I don't care what else anyone says.
Shout out,
you know?
wifey. Wifey just
real,
be doing the thing.
Yo, she is. She's my rock still.
I love that. I love that.
She held me down. She held me down for that.
I love that. No, you did a really, really amazing job with that role.
Thank you.
People can, I guess it's still on CBC,
So
that people can still watch it.
CBC,
what episode was it again?
Episode 3.
Episode 3.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Episode 3 or 4.
We'll just go watch the whole show.
Could be 3 or 4, yeah.
Okay, we could
say
just
4.
go watch the whole show.
Yeah.
I want to shout out our studio space sponsor, 793 Studios, for this amazing studio space. We love you. But yeah, I love that. And how has your, faith in your faith journey influenced you as an actor? And like, have you found times where you've had to maybe refuse roles or refuse auditions because it doesn't, sit well with you or sit well with your moral compass?
Yeah.
And how do you navigate those times?
Yeah, it's really tough because sometimes as an actor, you're gonna get roles that you don't want to do, but you want to do it because you want to build your resume, and you want to work because there's not much out there right now. So, and I found myself with this type of dilemma 2023 when I did my first lead in a movie, and I was depicted as a serial killer or yes.
Tell us about that experience and what the movie was called. And you worked with what's her name? Gone with the Wind, fabulous.
Wasn't why am I blanking
Real
out right now?
Housewife of Atlanta.
Yeah. Why am I blanking out right now?
Who you guys know? Gone with the watch
Yo,
Real
I'm
Housewives
blanking
of
out
Atlanta?
right now.
Oh, she has like the brown eye.
Nah.
My gosh! Why
Yo,
am I blanking right
out
now?
too. I'm blanking too.
Kenya
Moore.
Kenya Moore.
Yeah.
Yes.
Damn.
Yes.
Damn. My bad. Yeah.
No,
yeah.
it happens to me all the time. It happens all the time. Yeah. So you got that, like, the role was pretty, iconic.
Hectic.
It was hectic.
Yeah,
It was
hectic.
a great lifetime film.
Yeah,
And you worked with Kenya Moore.
Yeah.
And the character you played was, pretty dark character. You had to go into dark.
Yeah.
So let us know, like, how was that process and even getting into that mindset?
It was very crazy. It was very crazy. And it was based off a real person, right? Like he was so angry at women because, he felt that they'd done him wrong, right? So he would just go around just picking young girls up and assault them, sexually assault them. And so the movie's called Carlisha the Gaither Story. And and this person he picked this one girl up and had her for 72 hours, and he wanted to but she was such a smart person. She left clues for the cops, to find her. And she actually got him to care for her too, where he didn't want to her and just run away with her and all bunch of stuff. So it was crazy. When I seen the script, I'm like, all right, I don't really want to do this, but let's see if I could tap into this. So I did the audition, and I really kind of got into a really dark space. And when the director said that they liked what I did, I'm like, oh no.
I just want to shout out our furniture sponsor, I Am Jen Interiors.
All right, I guess let's do this, right?
Yeah.
But it was tough, because I know I had to talk to my wife about this too. I'm like, how do you think about me playing this role? And she's like, I don't like it, but I know this is your first lead in a movie, right?
Yeah.
So I went with the opportunity, and
did you pray on it?
Absolutely. I'm like, I prayed about it, and I don't know if God was happy with me doing this, but all I know, I wouldn't do it again. I promised myself, I promised my wife, I promised God, I'm like, I ain't doing anything like that ever again,
Is it because you felt like it was, you didn't like that you had to bring your mind to get into the role, or it was hard to come out of that character?
Yeah, I would say both. Both, because I remember even getting ready for the character, I had to be in a dark place, and just think about all these weird things, and watch a bunch of documentaries and really study the case, because there wasn't too much about how he was as a person, but just his actions and what he did.
Yeah.
So it was me just trying to figure out what kind of gets you into that place, right? And things that I found out was that he already had a wife. He had a daughter.
Wow.
Right? So, and his wife or his ex-wife didn't want him near his daughter. So I try to tap in. If my wife acted like that, how would I react to that, right? If my wife was keeping me away from my daughter, right? And he used that as fuel to put his anger on other women because of what this one person was doing to him. So he was just using his experience and blaming any type of woman that was around him just to give them pain because of what his wife did.
Right.
So it was very interesting as why would someone do something like this, right? So it was just trying to understand his mindset. So
Okay, so I watched it. I know
You did
when
watch it,
you
yeah,
had
that screening, yeah.
a screening, private screening at your place, and it was a great film. Like, you did a
Appreciate
great
that.
job.
Thank you.
On that project. But I
Thank
can
you.
hear what you're saying about like wanting to be weary of doing those type of things again, just because of what it might take to just get out of that mindset.
It's tough because if you hear about all these other actors who really go into a character and get lost, and they don't come out the same, like Heath Ledger, right? Like, he was never really the same after doing the Joker, right? And these are things that you got to be careful about, especially when you dive deep in that ocean, right? So you want to get out as a sane person, right? So
shout out to our crew merch sponsor, God Can Print and Designs, for these t-shirts that you see I'm wearing right here. Yeah, and that's why I think for me it's so important that, as I continue to grow in my career as an actor or director or whatever, I definitely want to be able to pray over every opportunity and make sure it's where God wants me to be, because you just never know what you could be opening up yourself
exactly
to,
right.
And unfortunately, Heath Ledger was a perfect example of that.
He was.
He played a phenomenal Joker.
He was the Joker.
He fully embodied that role. Like, there was there's no other Joker better than that.
No.
But then we see what it costs.
Yeah, right.
Afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just want to get into the last question.
Okay.
This is a question I ask all my guests.
All right.
And it's based off the Bible verse Matthew 5:14, which says, "I am a city set upon a hill that cannot be hidden."
Okay.
That's what the verse is.
Okay.
So my question is, can you think of a time when your faith and creativity aligned and you felt that you were walking in your divine purpose? You were walking in exactly where God has called you to be?
Wow, that's a good question.
Everybody has
that's a good question. But I could tell you something though. I've always had visions that I was going to create something biblical. Just because of how I grew up. And I didn't know what kind of story I was going to tell, but I knew I was going to tell it.
Yeah.
I didn't know if I was going to be the main actor on it or if I was going to be behind the scenes, but I just knew that I was going to tell something biblical. And there were these dreams that I would always have. Always. And I like, they would pop up on me in the middle of the night. I'll be sweating. I'm like, yo, I need to tell it.
Wow.
And then the idea would just vanish from me. But I'm like, yo, next time I need to write it down. But like, this has been going on for years.
Wow.
Years. Like, there were so many ideas that I have in my head that I want to show, right? But I know it's going to be biblical, Yeah. I've always had that. I've always had that feeling. I've always had that vision, but it's just having the courage to do it. To step out in faith. To actually step out in faith and do it.
Do it.
Yeah, I know. I know. I should. I really should. Yeah.
I'm actually working on a project, a biblical project.
Yeah.
Well, it's inspired off a biblical story.
Yo. That's great.
I'm trying to get a few people. Well, I have a few people that we're working on.
Amazing.
So, I'm excited for that. But I think that's like where the industry is.
That's what I was about to say. That like, biblical movies and TV shows are coming back.
Yeah, they are.
And they're doing well. I like The House of David.
David.
What else is there?
Chosen. Yeah.
And like, these are good scripts. They're not like corny.
Yeah.
Like, these are good scripts.
Yeah.
Like, they use the Bible in detail, great detail, right? So it's like, yeah, it's coming back, right? And if we can be a part of that, I would love to be a part of that any way I can, right? So
of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love that. I love, you sharing a little snippet of your life, you as actor, father, husband,
trying out here, man.
Trying out here.
Yeah.
Well, let the people know where they can find you, what they can look out for, and let them know if they want to tap in.
Yeah, no problem. You can find me on Instagram. Name is Kalel, KAL.EL45 on Instagram, and just Sam Asante on Facebook. I don't have Twitter or any of
TikTok.
that. No, I don't.
None of that.
I don't do that.
He's like, I'm too busy for that.
I'm too old for that. I don't know. I feel like I'm too old. They come up with these things like
every day.
Every like TikTok. I don't know.
TikTok's great though.
I keep hearing that. Maybe.
But you'll get addicted. So maybe just.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then that's not a good thing for me then. Yeah, because I kind of have an addicting personality.
Okay. So no TikTok.
Yeah.
But thank you so much
thank
for
you
coming
for having
on.
me. I appreciate it. This was really cool.
Yes, I appreciate you coming on. Thanks. We have a cool thing going on, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Thanks for coming again, brother.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
And make sure you guys, like always, I tell you all the time to like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you share. Comment your favorite moment from this episode, and also let us know, like, who do you want to see on this seat next. Let us know, put in the comments, and I will see you guys next time.